versus everybody, right? So probably before the game, a lot of people probably noticed by now, whether it's social media or word of mouth, or maybe you actually there. Stabbing in the beginning of the game. An older gentleman. Um, some things got really ugly there in the beginning of the game between, I don't know if you would call them Italian Roma ultras versus Liverpool guys. And um, my issue is, and it's something that we kind of go through here in America, at least in the black community, is people pulling out cell phones and recording these things instead of fighting for your people. Helping your people, get stuck in and saving them, or fighting back, or to some extent killing. Unfortunately, that has to happen sometimes. Um, so yeah, it's a shame that a football match. I get the tension and the passion and excitement and the whatever. But when it spills over to spills over to these kind of violent acts, and it looks like could be murder. That's just that's really unfortunate. You know what I mean? And hopefully that gets to the players, and they would have known that and used that, take that, and the same thing that also using that with losing those goals to them, or giving them those goals, and go out for blood in Italy. And I don't mean that literally. I mean it, figuratively. Go to Roma and really carve them up like we did most of this game. Um, it's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate that had to happen. It puts a real dampen on the situation, and the history with Italian ultras. They don't play any games, so I expect whoever's traveling there from Liverpool fans, wherever you're traveling from in the world, please be on your P's and Q's. Please be safe. Please travel in groups, and please stop recording. Get stuck in. Go throw some punches. Go fight. Go defend your people. You know what I mean? Don't be pulling your phones out trying to record and get likes and retweets on Twitter. I can't stand that. So again, it's unfortunate. Hopefully the guy can pull through, but it looks really bad from what I can see. Um, Negativity. Now, I'm not going to say any names. I'm not going to bring up any channels, any individuals. What I am going to say is everybody has their way of supporting this team, and everybody has their different reactions to the games and to the team. And that's what makes it great as a fan. You don't want everybody to have the same opinion. You want to have different opinions. You want to be able to debate, to have conversation. But what I'm not going to do is overreact in a negative way because we allowed a couple goals in the end. If they said 5-2, people want to say this a lot. I never really agree with it, but if they were to give you a 5-2 before the game started, most of you would have taken it. So listen, it feels not so good. Klopp said that at the end of the game. For me, I'm mainly upset that Ox is hurt, and that looks bad. That's my main disappointment. The two goals. Look, listen. Again, it's a really weak moment from a defender. Unfortunately, um, I mean, what is a game like that without Lovren switching off? Now I'm not making him the scapegoat. That's not going to happen. I'm going to get into that in a minute. But it happens. You know what I mean? The penalty, if it's us, we probably won it. So I'm not going to, again, I'm not going to talk too bad about the ref. It happens. At the other end, we would have wanted the same thing. It is what it is. Um, but to not kind of celebrate this and be happy, maybe celebrate is too strong of a word, because the fact is it's not over yet. But not to be happy about a 5-2 result in a Champions League semi is nonsense to me. You know what I mean? But again, I think we have a fan base full of a lot of pessimistic people and kind of doubtful people, and thinking the worst. Thinking that those two goals is the end of our Champions League season. You know what I mean? That's why sometimes I try to curve social media and even sometimes YouTube as far as looking at other people's channels and things, because the negativity really pisses me off, man. It's just, when we're doing really well and flying. I mean, we won the game. That's the thing I don't get. We won the game, unless I'm mistaken. Maybe my feed cut off and that was an extended, belated April Fool's joke. But last time I checked, we won 5-2. You know what I mean? It's not like it's not like they came back and drew the game or came back and won the game. We won 5-2. So, people just enjoy dwelling on negative things and some moments in the game that are unfortunate, but listen, we got a lot to play for. Lovren I thought was amazing and has been good for most of the second part of the season. He's had his moments. We get it. So have some other people. You know what I mean? We've had guys miss goals. You know what I mean? We've had some other guys on defense not do so well in certain situations. You can't just throw one guy under the bus because we finished the game 5-2. You can't really do that. Yes, he was at fault. Yes, he switched off. Yes, he's known to do that. You know what I mean? And as long as Larvin's not costing us a game, which he didn't, we won the game. Remember that. Then you know what I mean. It's the Champions League. These things can definitely happen. But yeah, I'm definitely not ready to make Larvin the scapegoat. I'm really not. I think there's a moment there in that second half where we just stopped playing football, which is hard to imagine, but we did. We took our foot off the gas. I think within that, we still almost had some other chances. But this game should have ended giving them those 7-2. If Mane connects on those the two goals, and maybe he wasn't offsides for the third chance he had. There was a shot there in the second half off Allison fumbles the ball. We get it back, don't get it in. We had a lot of moments there. We didn't capitalize on them. So, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? Again, I'm not complaining about that, but these different fine margins and moments really can change a game. You can see that. You know what I mean? And those things you talk about the Ings goal or second chance in the West Brom game. These are fine margins, and these things, when you get them, you got to take them, especially in a competition like this where there's so much riding on it. So listen, again, I said it in the first video I made after the game. I'm very optimistic. I'm very confident in our chances. Salah substitution. I thought it was fine. Listen, at 5-0. You want to be able to rest some guys. Part of me was thinking keep everybody on, just keep them fighting. But again, if you're Klopp, you can't win for losing. You know what I mean? If he makes that sub and we don't concede those goals, then it's a great decision to do that. You know what I mean? And if we score the other goals that we missed, the other chances that we missed, then nobody's talking about anything. So it's hard to say. I thought that was a fine decision to take Salah off. The guy's been playing so much football, you know what I mean, and working his tail off. And listen, on Salah, Ballon d'Or. If you make the decision today, it's Ballon d'Or. I don't care. He's having a better season than Ronaldo, Messi, any of the top players, world-class players you talk about. Salah is having an amazing season in Europe and domestically. He's got to be up there. He's got to be up there. And like I said, if the voting came out today, if the result had to be today, you'd have to give it to him. He's just amazing what he's doing right now. What he's been doing all season, really. The assists, the goals, the movement, the pace, the whole team today was just relentless, I thought. And there's so many positives to take from this game, and it's really unfortunate to see people taking so many negative things away. The how aggressive and how just persistent we were with. It seemed like we could have scored almost every time we got the ball. It just felt like every time we got it, I'm thinking, oh, are we going to score again? Is he going to get 6, 7, 8? Because Roma was giving that game away, and that midfield is atrocious. Again, I talked about that before. People tried to say that it was going to be a battle between the midfield and they were going to be better than us. I didn't see that. I really didn't. De Rossi, you can see that he burnt out real early. Strootman, Nainggolan, there was nothing from them that really impressed me at all. We gave Jekyll his goal that most people thought if they scored, it would be him. The handball is the handball. I kind of think the guy who made the goal for the handball, Perotti, I think he probably should have started. He came on and showed some things. Same with Sheik. Came on and was, really, really aggressive. Now, that could just be fresh legs or whatever, but listen, I know the record at Roma. I know they don't concede a lot. I know they did to Barcelona. Liverpool, I believe, with everything going on, how they allowed those goals to come in, how they we see it as a bad thing maybe as fans, but you got to believe they do in Klopp. So, listen, we can turn this, we'll be fine. They got the 2 goals, cool. If anybody in their right mind thinks, I don't care what happened with Barcelona, that Liverpool, the best attacking team in Europe, I don't care what you say, they're the best attacking team in Europe, are going to go to Italy and not get a goal, you've lost your mind. So, there's not much more else to say. Just wanted to come back with a few things, especially hearing about the stabbing. Um, Talk briefly about this negativity. I kind of didn't want to talk too much about that, even because even thinking about the negativity irks me. It really eats me up because one week with these same people are being negative, talking about doubters into believers, and we're gonna conquer Europe, and I'm getting my ticket to Kiev already, and then today it's just maybe I should cancel my flight, and maybe we can't do it. See, what was the last part of that? You would see it more if it had colors and activities. Is that what? Say that again before I log off because I want to make sure I got your comment correct. Yeah, Andy, say that again. Whatever you said, man. If you're still with us. Um, but yeah, I just I like challenges and other stuff. Analysis. Challenges. Yeah. I mean, this is kind of yeah. Maybe I'll consider some of that. I don't know what you really mean by challenges, to be honest. But this is non-scripted. This is just a labor of love. We're not getting any money, man. We just like to try to come on here and share, what we think about the games and things. Is our midfield too injury prone? I think that's hard. That would be harsh to say. Too injury prone. Listen, I mean, Lalana, the Ox thing. He's had injuries over his career, I guess. I don't know. I just think we're having some real bad luck right now. Are we injury prone? That's a good question. I haven't really thought about it. It's short. I mean, you can make a case for that. Hendo, his issues. To think Milner and Genie would be the guys who would be able to last, throughout the season the longest. You wouldn't, Emery seems like a guy who was just gladiator. He played it. Clearly, his injury is really bad, or maybe there's some other things going on behind closed doors. I don't know. That's a really good question, though. You kind of got me stumped on that. I wouldn't say injury prone. I just think we've been really unlucky because we've had some injuries in the back too. So, do we say the defense is injury prone too? Which that seems more likely than the midfield being able to finish seasons. So yeah, it's hard to really say, man. It's hard to really say. Um, but we've been then we got to just keep fighting. The guys we have, next man up mentality. Um, just keep jabbing away, and whoever we have just has to keep fighting. As simple as that. Again, it'll be really interesting to see what we do with Stoke and the rest of these games, really. But especially the Stoke game because having that sandwich in between these two games, um, it's coming down to the wire, boys. It's coming down to the wires, boys and girls. And that Stoke game is all of a sudden really, really, really important, really, really essential, and going to be tough, especially with not knowing what Klopp is going to really do. Klopp said in the post match, you got to be really creative. Our team, the squad isn't, getting bigger. You know what I mean? It's if anything, it's diminishing. So he's got to get together with the coaches and coaching staff and figure out the best way to go about getting this win. But again, Ox going out like that is just really, really unfortunate, man. And that looks bad. That looks bad. Should Klein ease back in? Try. Yeah, I saw he was on the bench today. Sure. I mean, look, all the guys we can get right now, we can use everybody. If you can play and you're fit, let's have it. Let's do it. It may be too late in the season to kind of push Trent up in maybe an attacking role and then maybe have Klein there. I don't know. I mean, I think as a manager, I've never been one for any serious team, but knowing what I feel like I've made know about managers is you want to plan for these situations and these things to possibly happen. Meaning, maybe he has put Trent more in an attacking role in training for a situation like this where we get down to kind of bones, as far as players. I don't know. It'll be interesting, but this Stoke game all of a sudden is very, very, very going to be very interesting to see who we have left to actually suit up and play, who's fit, So um, we're down to three midfielders, guys. Three midfielders to finish out the season. Assuming, I don't want to put any negativity out there, but again, the Ox injury looks really bad. So we'll see what happens. Knock on wood. Maybe it's something he just needs to chill on for a minute and come back. But and it's just that the long term, if it is serious, how long? You know, it's just unfortunate, man. It really is. It really is, and it just seems like every week we're losing somebody to some kind of injury, some kind of ailment, something. You know, we can't get that together, but yet and still in the face of that, um, we've got one foot in the final, guys. So I'm gonna log off here. Thank you guys for hanging out with me, giving some of your feedback, um, some opinions, suggestions, things of that nature. Adam, thank you. I would definitely consider that, although I don't know. Thank you.